Right, hello again YouTube. Welcome back to some more from the depths. Now, today we're going to finish off our tank that we've been working on, but there are a few little bits to show off. The community on the old Discord has once again been very nice, has been showing things off. So, we've got a couple of things. We've got some new people. Once again, no, that's my one. Community builds. So, first off is Mecha who's left us a bit of an engine test. Fortress. Should this on rubber base again? Oh no, it's on engines that are working very hard. Now, I believe this was some engine science. It's good for me because I'm not tremendously up on how a lot of that stuff works. Get my little catcher up here. Right. Oh, where do we start? Is it right to left? Is it the little ones? I guess they're just a few slightly random examples. Ground projector? Oh, I guess that's for the member. Well, that one blew out. Not quite sure what that was supposed to be telling me, so we'll start with the ones that are actually labelled. There's not dialogue somewhere else, is there, that I'm missing? It's a control setup. Oh, about. Originally a weapons testing fortress, hence all the ammo storage. Feel free to use it. Guess that's what it's trying to tell me. Oh, here we go. Why they're overheating? Yeah, because we did have an overheat. Mecha yep. Yeah, I think I got that one right. Right. So we're part of the one on the right. Oh, extremely powerful engine that needs no exhaust. 2,400 for 6.4 mats a second. So this is just, yeah, as I say, it's just injectors wrapped around a bunch of radiators, effectively. Okay, so hungry but small for the power it puts out. Similar with exhaust, 2,280 for the same materials. But just worse. So you'd go for that one then because it's easy to vent and it doesn't have exhaust. And it's more powerful, sorry. The same materials. Compact high efficiency. Which is 675.8 for one material a second. Covered in radiators. I thought they reduced fuel efficiency, but if that's sufficient, I guess fair enough. Very compact injector engine. 631 for 1.6 materials a second. Stop that, actually, they're not that different, given that it is even more compact than this one, but that's a lot for a tiny engine like that. Module A, Module B. That's an extendable one, is it? Modular, yeah. Efficient triple turbo engine design. Very nice, I see. I just realised it's all these engines that are keeping the fort up, isn't it? Jesus Christ, that green is so bright. Oh, there is a bit of... Ah, okay, so this is saying about why they wouldn't work. It also has to be manually routed to the turbo. Oh. Oh, we meant to run exhausted to the bottom of them? Turbo's not connected to the cylinder. Okay, so it can't connect on the top, I guess. See, yes, I guess this is definitely something we haven't been doing. Although I believe they do say they're working. It might just be that they're working less efficiently, I suppose. Let's have a look at the. Let's have a quick look at the internals of the Mimica. Where is it? That was the one, the first one we had that's using it. In fact, no, let's use the new one that we're working on. Yeah, sure. This has a bit of space around the engine because this has turbos, but we're not routing into them in the same way. Yeah. Now, it does appear to be working, but I guess that means... I don't know whether I'll worry about it for this tank, but we'll do it in future. So I guess that means if we ran intake into that top section of the thing, it would be running even more efficiently. Okay, so that's good to know. Okay, thank you, Mephistopheles, for that one. Next one is... I will disclaimer this one quickly. This was not really, I believe, put up as one to show off. This was one that was put up saying did people want to use it. So I figured if, in case any of the YouTube viewers that aren't on the old Discord wanted to have a look and potentially wanted to see what they could find on there, I might as well put it up here. So it's from Catherine Praetor Legio 12. God, what's the 12th Space Marine Legion, which I assume is what that's reference to? It's not one of the missing ones, is it? 12th Legion was originally known as the Warhounds. Yeah, but who did they turn it into? Come on. Sorry, trying to get a quick break to check the wiki. And find it out. Oh, the world... Oh, shoot, the world eaters. Oh, boy. Yeah, that one went well. I see. Tank box. Yeah, that's quite cute. Looks reasonably efficiently built. I'm not sure I'd have the top of the engine exposed like that. Yeah, they did say it wasn't finished. They did say it needs at least wheels and some movement controls, but... Yeah, I think that's a reasonably cute little tank. That should be reasonably functional. Pretty good rate of fire. What's the gauge? 120. Maybe feels low for that. How big are the shells it's firing? Does it have any loaders on it? Hello? Oh, they're down here. Oh, the direct intake. There's no clips on it. Interesting. I don't know whether that's a good idea or not. Honestly, I know direct input guns are a thing, but yes. Thank you for sharing, Catherine. I don't know whether we'll be converting that for our own use, but it's always interesting to see. For those of you on the Discord, the wiki, what am I talking about? There's a new chat called Craft Submissions, so if you want anything you want to share or you want me to share, if you throw it up there, that's probably the best place to put it. Just means I don't have to go searching through. Now, I believe Cringe has got a new vehicle. Well, 2 new vehicles, actually. These are the last 2. The MBS Monarch, which he'd shared a work-in-progress version of a while back. It's going to smash the moment it hits the ground. This is, I am told, based on Nelson, with the gun turrets at the front. The anchor set up and everything. Slightly odd version of it, but it has got it. 4 small frontal guns. That's interesting. 4 main turrets and quad primaries. Wow, that is a 6 secondaries and a little one on the rear as well. Very cute. Slightly odd gun setup, but I do like it. Very, very wide. Seems to be a significant air gap with some stuff in it. Yes, wide out of 10. That's very cute. I do like that. Let's get a full barrage if it didn't break itself landing. All guns ready, and salute. Yeah, that's a good little volley. And little is probably not the word for it. And one that might be relevant for you guys, the last one for these subscriber submissions. Unpainted, I noticed, interestingly. The Cathedral. This is kind of a little bit based on what we're doing, and it's based on the Churchill a little bit. This looks a little bit strange. Oh, it's an entry hatch. That's meant to look like one anyway. So we have 5 guns on this. Interesting. So we've got a couple of little AA secondaries. Different types as well, actually. That's interesting. I like how they've done this with the coming out the tanks. That's nice. Look at this, steam engines running inside it. You know what? Now the Cathedral name makes more sense because I've just realised how big this thing is. Because this wouldn't actually even work. We couldn't even use this in the campaign if we wanted to because it's too big. It's surpassed the volume limit. Still, it's quite quick for its size. What will this do? Yeah, 45-ish. I think that's actually quicker than anything we've built so far. So is the main gun okay? Didn't want to fire. I guess it was still loading. Very nice. Oh, and we've got to we've got to test that little front gun as well. Yep, that appears to work. Nice. I like it. Drifto. I do like that drift, actually. The armor... The heavy armor not covering all the way to the front seems a little weird. I know it's got this little, like, alternate shape at the front, but... Like this little exposed bit here. Like, it's a nice bit of detailing. But unusual. Anyway, I like it. Stylish. Right, but for now, we should probably get on with actually finishing our own stuff. Because I'd like to get back into the actual campaign. We've done a lot of building, and I know people do like the building, but we do have to, at some point, get on with the campaign. Although, I guess if you guys just wanted me to do an entire building series at some point, maybe we could. I have considered, it got brought up, I think I might have said this before on video, but I have considered potentially we could look into something for a custom campaign at some point in future. Oh, I think someone mentioned this is probably a bad idea, having the weapons controller completely exposed. I don't know that we have a great way to cover it at this point, but what we could do... or a great way to completely cover it, but what we could do is give it a little bit of coverage so it's not totally exposed. So we'll add some plates because they're nice and flat. They won't get in the way of the ground. At least then it's not totally exposed to the floor. It's not likely, but it's possible some missiles could slip under there or some bombs. It does happen sometimes. Right. We're going to go CRAM cannon on this one. But yes, to continue my train of thought, well, I can still remember it because I realise I do sometimes lose track of these midway through episode. Yes, I have considered potentially looking into doing a custom campaign at some point. Maybe, and this is a big maybe because I haven't talked to them about this yet. And obviously, people have their own things to do, but could potentially work on it with the people on the Discord. That could be an option we could maybe look into at some point. But I have, full disclaimer, I've not talked to anyone about this yet, so do not assume that it's going to happen. It's something that could be fun at some point, but I have not done anything with yet. Oh, is the motor drive thing still... Increases barrel rotation speed, increases elevation of fire. Yeah, so you do still need some motor barrels to increase how quickly it can adjust its aim. Although we'll maybe try about it because it just looks weird connecting the two. Yeah, I think that sort of wide muzzle brake. Actually, what are the other ones look like? I like nearly all the CRAM muzzle brake styles, but that's like a Tiger barrel. I believe there's like a sort of autocannon-ish one, yeah. I think I like the T1 best. Should help suppress the recoil a little bit. I don't know whether it'll need more than that, but we'll see how it does. This looks a bit like a Demolisher cannon, or the Lehman Russ is Executioner Nova cannon. I think that's the one. Or Eradicator Nova cannon. I think it's the Eradicator. Right. Oh, what I didn't check was where can we build to? This is a 7x7, effectively, right? So we have to ignore the 2 blocks in each corner. Okay. Can always temporarily mark that out. Okay, so like that. We have to avoid that. I'm thinking for payload. There's been a few suggestions about this, but I think I sort of mostly agree. I'm thinking a combination of AP frag. So in theory, a shell with reasonably high AP that can... oh dear, sorry, plunge through the heavy armour of the Onyx Watch and then throw fragments around inside. So that's what we're going to go with. We will be doing, we'll be adding a fuse as well. This will be pen depth 3 meters into their armour. Yeah, they're Onyx Watch, they're going to be tough. We'll give it a bit of testing in practice, but right. Oh, this is a new thing, yeah, where you've got the payload compactors as well that we have to worry about. I guess if we put those nearer the top, maybe we put the other bits near the bottom. Apologies for this in advance. It's been a long time since I've tried to build a decent CRAM cannon, so I am very rusty on this. Right, so we want, I think, like that. Is there going to be some dead space at the bottom? I feel like there might be. What's the best way to fill that? We'll worry about that in a minute. Right. On the pellets. Actually, the hardener will be near the top. If we do 2 layers like this, and then we put some compactors on top, I guess? As I say, it's been a very long time since I built CRAM cannons, and they've actually changed how they work, so... Can't remember. Did we build any in the last campaign? If we did, it wasn't many anyway. Right. So I'm thinking we'll maybe go... We are going to have some dead space inside this thing, but I'm not sure entirely how much I need to worry about that. If it's a bit cheaper, it's a bit cheaper. We could potentially even put some armour in if there's a... Yeah, there's a bit of space. We could maybe even put some armour in it. Right, so let's see how we're looking with just that. Okay, we definitely need that motor drive. That is very slow. Right. I might even do that. There we go, that's a bit less painful. Oh, wait. Well, we can't really read the stats off this, can we? I do love how much... this might be a little bit of an obscure reference, but maybe some of you will get this. This looks like a... Look, the cram shell new design looks like the planet-killing shells from Yamato 2199 or 2202. sort of giant ones that descend out of the sky. Sort of a big, like, muzzle, what do you call it? It definitely had some frag in it. Big, like, rifling on the shell itself. So what are we looking at the moment? We're looking at spin. 250 pellets. It's exactly 50-50 on the ratios at the moment. We were looking at kinetic damage, 20 AP. Okay, so 20 AP is definitely not high enough. So we do need to try and compact them a bit. We need probably, like 60 at least, I guess. Okay, so it can go just there, can it? Can we just put these underneath? That'll free up. Yeah, if we put some of these at the bottom, that'll use up some of that empty space. It's probably horrendously inefficient, and I'm going to get people telling me so in the comments, but hey ho. I just sort of assume that happens in general when you play building games. I got someone complaining on the EVE Online video. I was sort of like, yeah, I know it's probably not perfect, but that's not really what we're about on this channel. It's usually the stuff I've actually made. It's like, yeah, it's probably not going to be perfect, because it probably isn't for most people. Right, let's see what we're at now. Still 250? Do I have to fire the shell and then the reload? I thought... Hang on. Do I have how these work wrong? Payload capacity of the shells depends on how many packers it's attached to. Right. Would help if they were actually functioning. Yep, that would be a problem. We'll cut it back to 1 on each side for now. There's presumably a good way to Tetris these, but I have to admit I don't know what it is. Here's one for you guys in the comments. Is there any way to, like, hide the rest of a vehicle except the turret you're working on without having to, like, just take the turret off and prefab it on something else? That'd be kind of useful to know. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but if there is, please let me know in the comments. I rely on you guys. You've been very good to me so far on a lot of the playthroughs in general. Right, so if we attach these now... Okay, how are we looking? I was up to 500, so that's doubled the shell capacity. So what are we looking at for stats now? Still 20 AP. Is that because I need more fragments, or is that because we need to gauge up? Well, we can gauge up the shell anyway. That's another thing we want to do. So... It's interesting looking. Right, how do we want to... Could even do a bit of a rounded turret top, I guess? Maybe? I still got that one side with the thing on it? No, maybe not. Now we're looking at this point. What gauge are we at? 14... 1 meter, 4050. I see. A lot. Yeah, the kinetic damage isn't increasing. Or the AP isn't increasing, so I guess that's just based on how many... Is that just based on how many things you have? We could somehow... Yeah, if we could somehow attach more packets to it, would that increase? Would that increase it? Assuming it's not just a ratio thing. Well, we'd have to... I'd have to go in one of these spaces if we were going to do that. Is there a way to make that work? We had bits connecting over the top, yeah, and took out some of the fragment pellets. Because I think the AP is more important in this case, because it has to go through, it won't do anything. I don't want to get rid of them entirely. We might have to do if we did that. Because we took off that one, and we took off ones on the far side. And ran connectors around them. And for these ones we'd go... And I think we need to rebuild this. I've got a bit of a better idea. Oh, come on. What we're looking at. Yeah, sorry about this, but like I say, I haven't built CRAMs for ages, and I need to get an idea of how these work. So, turret again. So, let's see. think someone did say you want minimal numbers of the pellets themselves, more of the packers. Is that right? Oh yeah, they're a lot cheaper and they don't explode. So yes, that's right. So we do a 6-way connector. We'll have this one drop down straight away. Let's see. If anything, the actual turret block itself is in the way of where we'd want it here ideally, but right. Now let's add the actual firing piece on the top. So we definitely got one and it knows what it's looking at. Right. So it can tell us if it's valid, even if we're going to move that potentially. So, and we've got quite a bit of space because we can go all the way up to nearly the corners, right? All the way, so we can go out to like there and there, basically. So if we did, how many sides could we fit packers on there? Hang on. Like that. If we did like that, and then you could fit 2 on and have 2 packers on each side, I think that just... Does that just leave us with the same, but just more efficiently placed? I guess that does. And then... Could we potentially even do that and have some attaching from the top as well? I guess that would work. Let's see what we get out of that. Hang on. So if we go harden the pellets, and then harden the pellets, and harden the pellets. Yeah, that's the same on both sides. What are we looking at the moment? 16 hardener. Oh, that's shell armor. Oh, shoot. It might be okay on the last one. I wasn't looking. Right. Okay, so that's the armor of the shell is 20. That's fine. Right. So if we then went... oh, sorry. Like that. Still 40 AP? Is that just where it caps? Or was it again a case of it was working, I wasn't looking? Is this where those packers come in? But anyway, let's add some frags, because we've got some spare sides on the packers available, at least for some of them. Yeah, if we put those there, we put another one here and here. 35 AP and the fragments, and then we go. We could do some more. We could do some more hardeners there maybe, and see how we go. And then the next floor up, we have the oh, my brain. Yeah, because then we can attach from there. We have the payload compactors, but we can also if we put one of these here, I can slip in some more at the sides. Oh, harden the pellet there, but that's fine. We'll take that one off. Right. Payload compactor there. 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 It's up to 350. And then we go like that. Put those into there. Put a bunch of packers on top. Like that. How are we looking? 650. That's quite dense. Yeah, I suppose the armor penetration is not so important as long as there's a good bit of kinetic damage as well, right? Because then it'll still do quite a bit decent damage. I might even put that inside the... That doesn't even work. I was going to say try and put that inside the frame. I think I'll have to go on the top of the turret like I did before. I think we'll make it a little bit taller as well. We'll put it at the front at least. Where is it? No, firing piece. Got the back again. That's for time fuse, right? Yeah. Okay, so we do want the gauge increases as before. Again, as before, we'll do the curved ones. 1600. Yeah, that seems a reasonably good gauge for this. And I do love how that starts. It's the wrong type, really, but do that and then. Does that look alright? No. Okay. Start with that. We'll do 2 because it was very slow to adjust its height. Oh, pardon me. Right, and then it was elevation barrel. Massive suppressor. But again, this is meant to be our siege gun. Yes, it's still 34 AP, and the packing time has gone up quite significantly. With the with the AP it's getting, that's pretty good, but I do have to be a little bit aware of the a minute reload time. That feels too slow to me. For shell, that yeah, for a minute reload time, I'd have to be absolutely confident that shell was always going to hit. I was going to do some significant damage once it got through. Can we adjust the shell? I just realised. Can we do the fragmentation angle? Yeah, max. Max out. Go for max damage. Just anything, because it's supposed to be going off inside. Idle elevation. Degrees, because the barrel always looks like it's clipping into the tank. I might replace these with square ones and adjust the turret shape a bit. It's already looking a bit flat. Should put the same gauge. Yeah, now do I think that reload is too slow and we should reduce the gauge a bit? I'm going to go for 1400. The reload time now, a minute still. Oh my god. Is there anything to increase? Is there anything to increase reload time, or do we just have to accept it's very slow? A minute just feels too slow to me. It feels like we'll not. That's like not acceptable for a tank. Go for 1000. What have we got? Reload time 30 seconds. Okay, that's bad, but that's a lot better. That's if it's fully packed. We'll see what sort of stats we're looking at when it's fully packed. Is that because we have a lot of packers that that's slowing it down? It doesn't. Hang on. CRAM guide. Yeah. Just trying to flip through. 20 needed to max it out. Barrels. Oh yeah, that helps you get through detection systems. Motor driven. Shoot packers. Okay, here we go. Payload of the shell through pallet boxes. HE frag pallets, yeah. EMP. Right. Payload compactors. Q on the firing piece to set the minimum packing rate of a shell before it can be fired. Okay. Oh shoot, yeah, do we need to... I think we still need to set the fuse, don't we? Okay, doesn't say if that increases the loading time. I guess it maybe does, given that. Pen depth, 3 meters. Shell health reduced to 90%. Oh, we can make it fire hollow point rounds? Interesting, but we don't really want that, because we want ours to punch through. So it's fully loaded, it's throwing out 15 4,000 damage fragments, which is quite a lot, actually. Is that enough to punch through a metal beam? Yeah, it should smash a metal beam. Will it smash a heavy armor beam? No. Okay. But it should smash a metal beam. And the kinetic... Oh, that's the kinetic... Yeah, the kinetic damage is enough to punch through a metal beam. The armor is not. So, questionable whether that'll work in practice. But I think we'll go for that. Oh, shoot, these aren't actually attached. Okay. It's the gauge when it has nothing on it. This if we add those back, 51 seconds. But it might be, we might need it if it's going to make sure that it does enough damage to definitely punch through. We probably want at least double, I'd guess. We'll just have to make sure. We might even put a. It might even pretend to put a bit of a short firing delay on it, and or just set the accuracy to be required accuracy full. Yeah, 0.1. You're going to have to make sure your shots hit. We will let it fully. We will set it to do that. Minimum packing. On the pellet weight. Oh, I see. So we can balance. Automatic refit only changes pets. Oh, okay. Let me put another one up here. Is that right? Because we've got some spare space. Does that improve the loading time at all? 55 seconds. I'm not sure if that's improved or actually worse, but... we'll roll with that. Let's quickly spawn in a... No, not a copperhead. We'll never hit that. Desert bar. Is that the big one? I can't even remember, but... Right. We're not invincible because we can't turn invincibility on because we don't have an AI thing. Hang on. Turn AI so we can turn invincibility on. Should be... There we go. AI. Frame. Right. Put that there. So we'll test this before we call the episode, because I want to make sure that this gun is at least somewhat working. If the damage it does looks good, we'll work with it from there, assuming we're going with this. Guess this one might take a little bit longer to make than I thought. I thought the building episodes might get quicker, but since we're doing something I've not done before. Aiming for somewhere at the front of the vehicle. And the verdict is... Oh, good hit. That did take a pretty... Oof, that took a nasty chunk out of it. Okay, so that went straight... I mean, it's... That's when guard or gypsies or whatever, so you'd expect it to do decent damage, but that did take a good chunk out of it. Okay. Leave that. Now let's try it against... Onyx Watch. Oh, that reload time really hurts, though. There's got to be a... Hang on. What does it say? 0.55.3. If I just take one off, does that speed it up? 53.47. Okay, so more compact is actually increases the reload time, but it lets you pack a lot more material into it. It's a question of, do I want that extra damage, or do we want specifically the reload time? Anyway, let's spawn in the... Let's watch. We'll go with that overseer that we've been fighting before. Seems to be a reasonably good test. It's nice. It's got a nice big flat wall of armor on the front. Yeah, I didn't actually put those on the turret, did I? So there we go. I have to be confident these shells look like they're going to mark. Otherwise the low firing rate becomes a much bigger problem. Okay, aiming for center mass. If I think they're not going to hit, we may have to do something else with it. We have to maybe take some packers off and see if we can get to like a 30-second firing time or something. Even that I'd consider as low, but the idea of this thing is it is built for power. Or we could potentially in the next episode save this as a possible option. Try fitting it with a large gauge advanced cannon designed to punch through heavy armor and see how we do. It's also an option. We don't have a tremendous amount of spare energy. In fact, I believe the wheels do drain the engine entirely, so... Oh, actually, that's another thing we could do. We could potentially take one of those nice engine platform engines, maybe, and swap out our own power plant with one of them. If we did want to potentially consider using a railgun to help punch through the armour. I'm not a huge fan of them normally, but I can see why they'd be useful here. Right, here we go. This one looks good. So maybe the aim was just a case of a bad target. Ooh. Hello. That punched straight through the armour, even on Onyx watch tank, and blew up inside exactly as it was supposed to. Didn't quite set the gun off exploding, but I think it only just missed a HE pellet there. How much damage has it actually done is hard to say. Well, this thing should be supported, right? And we're having okay luck with the missile launchers. So if we assume... We'll take another shot. And we'll call it... We'll make the judgment there. I think this maybe might be okay. But we'll have to actually get it running in the next episode and see how it does in practice. Sorry that we don't get a huge amount of building done at the moment. It feels like it's quite slow. I think... I like looking at the community stuff. I'm definitely going to keep doing it, but it definitely does eat into the episode time a little bit. I might try taking a bunch of stuff and see if that drastically affects the damage. It might be better to just have it firing more often. Anyway, that might still result effectively in overall DPS by the time you account for reload time and actually hitting shots or not. Yeah, like that one missed, basically, and... Yo, look at this suspension! I hadn't seen this. Oh, and these road wheels as well. That's the little steam turbine engine. That's really cute. I like how they've done that. But yeah, like that missed in almost nothing. Not ideal. Obviously, we could load high explosives at it and then we'd definitely get a hit. But of course, they had the slight damage of mediocre... or slight problem of mediocre damage against extreme heavy armor. Why are we not moving? Something break? I don't know. Anyway, hopefully you've all enjoyed our little bit of gun R&D and also showing off what people have been building. Have we got another shot? And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'll try taking the packers off between episodes and see what we can get to. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.